Hello, and thank you for joining our Proven Accounting, Proven Jobs AP approval session. My name is April Reeves. I'm a product specialist team lead for the accounting department. Before we get started, we are going to go over a few agenda items. This is recorded in a Zoom format. These recordings will be available to you on the help library, and we will also make you aware of any published updates. And there will not be a Q&A at the end of the session, as this is a pre-recorded webinar. Our agenda for today is to review role settings, company settings, work orders, assigning a vendor, entering costs, approving an AP approval, rejecting an AP approval, removing a voucher hold status, and approving a purchase order. To begin our session, we are going to review role settings first. This is under Settings and Roles. The following settings will need to be applied to the specific roles that you want to have permission to do AP approval. I'm going to start with the administrator role. I will click Edit and then Jobs. There are two different setups. There's AP approval, which allows them to actually create an AP approval, and there's also the AP approval setup settings, which allows them to create groups of approvers. So I will review AP approval setup. Since this is the administrator role, we have create, delete, edit, and view. The AP approval role, we have the approver, edit, approved amount, create, delete, edit, and view. I will go back to list and I will review the project manager role. You click jobs and then AP approval setup. In this case, the AP approval setup is allowed for the PM role. And then also all options are available for AP approval. Once those roles have the appropriate permissions, we can then go and set up the approval groups. We will navigate to Settings, Company Settings, and then we will click on Jobs and scroll down. We will click Edit AP Approval Setup. As you can see, we already have a few groups created. We're going to look at the up to $1,000 group. These groups can be named however you feel appropriate. In this approval group, we see that the project managers are the first and last line of approver. That means that the AP approval will go to the project manager assigned to the job. In this approval group, you can see that Christy and I are the levels of approvers. This means that Christy will get the approval first and then I am final. During our demonstration today, we're going to use our Dean Winchester job. This is a mitigation job. We're first going to review our work order setup and our relationships. In order to send an AP approval to a project manager, they must be listed on the file as the PM. This correlates back to our approval groups. Had we chosen an estimator for our approval group, it would need to be assigned to Christy as the estimator. Next, we will look at work orders. I have pre-created two work orders. One that we're going to convert to a purchase order, and then another that we're going to convert to a voucher for a final clean. To start our demonstration, we are going to take work order number 352 and convert this to a purchase order. This will convert it to a purchase order if you are connected to Proven Web Accounting. I'm going to check the box and click Convert to Purchase Order. It's going to ask if we are sure, and we're going to say yes. We're going to check the date and then click Save. This will automatically assign a purchase order, and this will sync back into Web Accounting. To review, we will navigate to Web Accounting. We will go into Purchase Orders, and we will see that number 3, Alex's Cleaning, is now a purchase order in Web Accounting. The next step is going to be approving that purchase order. We're going to go to Jobs, AP Approval. We'll then click Create. I'm going to choose my file so I know what information to fill out. So I will choose my file. I will choose Alex's Cleaning. I'm going to enter in the information, invoice number 245. The invoice date we're just going to use as October the 8th. We're going to click this shopping cart, which indicates a purchase order. Whenever I click the drop down, we will see all of the purchase orders available to convert to vouchers. I'm going to choose our Alex's Cleaning purchase order. It shows approved amount 500. This is also for 500. And then the approval list, we are going to choose up to $1,000. And at this point, I'm going to click Save. I would just like to note before I click Save that if you are choosing to partially approve this purchase order, you will see an amount remaining. The amount remaining will show up the next time you fully approve a purchase order. By clicking Save, it will send an email to myself telling me that I have a purchase order to approve to convert it to a voucher. I'm going to go to my approval bucket. So go to Jobs and AP Approval. I'm going to go to my approval bucket. And now I see I have a purchase order to approve. Once this purchase order is approved, it will automatically create a voucher. I will click Edit. At this point, I have the opportunity to approve a different amount. I can review the invoice and then click Approve. It will ask me if I'm sure. I'm going to say yes. And then it will tell me it has been successfully converted to a voucher. Once we approve the AP approval, we will move to Proven Accounting, and we will see that the voucher that we created is now in Proven Accounting. Once the voucher comes into Proven Accounting, we still need to post it. We're going to click Details. This will give you the opportunity to review some information. Once reviewed, you can just click Post. Once posted, this information will show up in Proven Jobs on the job. Once in Proven Jobs, you will click the Financials tab, then you will click Costs, and you will see that our voucher that was posted for Alex's Cleaning for $500 now appears in Proven Jobs. The next item that we are going to review is converting a work order directly to a voucher. So again, we will review our work orders. This is going to be our final cleaning work order. I've labeled it Final Clean for $350 for Alex's Cleaning. To start our approval process, we will go to Jobs and then to AP Approval. We will click Create. I'm going to choose my file so I know what information needs to be entered. Invoice number is 250. Our date is going to be chosen October 17th. We're going to now look for the work order to convert. If you do not know the work order number, you can simply type in the job name. In this case, my job name is Dean Winchester, AP. This is my open work order. I'm going to click the work order number. It shows my $350, matches my final invoice. I'm going to choose the approval group once again, up to 1,000, and then I'm going to click Save. This will once again go to the person on file. So I will navigate to Jobs and my approval bucket. I will see that I have an AP approval to process. I will click Edit, review the information, and then click Approve. This asks me if I am sure. I will say yes, and it will provide me with my voucher number. And again, if I go into Accounting and I refresh, I can see my voucher number at the very top. Please don't forget this still needs to be posted. I'm going to click Details and then click Post. You can then navigate back into Proven Jobs. Once you navigate to Proven Jobs, we can look at the financial screen, go to Costs, and then we can see our final clean invoice is approved for $350. Now we're going to review the process of taking a voucher off hold. We're going to go to Jobs, AP Approval. We will click Create. We will click the icon that looks like a bill. We will click Choose File. Click our invoice. Fill in the information. And add our approval list. Before we click Save, I would just like to review in the payable screen how there is a checkbox for this particular voucher showing that the voucher is on hold. Now once we click Save, it's going to send an AP approval to the person on file. We will then go to My Approval bucket. We can then review the information and then click Approve. It will ask us if we are sure. We are going to say yes. And then it will give us a note that this voucher has been taken off hold. If I come into Proven Accounting and I refresh our screen, we can see that in fact this voucher has been taken off hold and you can now process as a payable. This concludes our demonstration for AP approval processes. I'm now going to answer some frequently asked questions. One question is, how do I get AP approval added to Proven Jobs? For Proven Web Accounting customers, this is already included. For QuickBooks customers, this is an add-on. And for desktop customers, AP approval is not available. Another question I'm being asked is, do you need to use work orders? With the exception of the vouchers on hold, yes, work orders are required in order to process an AP approval. Some items to discuss for future development. We are going to allow Edit Approval Group on Edit page after the AP is sent. Cannot be edited currently if it is partially approved. This is in the event that someone is absent and someone else needs to approve an item. You could go in and make the edits. We're also going to link on the work order to create an approval for that particular work order instead of having to go into a different screen. We're going to add undo AP approval rejection. Right now, if you reject an AP approval, you have to start the process over from the very beginning. You cannot undo a rejection. We're going to add a final approval notification. Currently, when it's approved, it goes to the person assigned to the file, as opposed to going to someone else who might need to know a work order or a voucher has been created. We're going to create an audit for approval amount changes. We will set up a specific topic type for logs. Currently, it just defaults to approver. We will do a top level approve as, kind of like our current time cards. If you have a hierarchy set up in time cards, the final approver can approve for all levels. We're going to create the drag and drop ability into the upload screen. We're going to show the invoice image button from the actual work order itself within the job. We're going to allow multiple uploads to one approval file. We are currently in the process of creating an email reader, which will read emails and scan for invoice image file and then create tasks to do in a queue. We are also going to color code the approved rejected list so it is a little bit easier to review visually. We are also going to have some reporting available in Proven Accounting along with in Proven Jobs. We're going to have the ability to enter approvals for company expenses. This information currently will not sync into Proven Jobs. Right now, if you have an approval need for company expenses, you can either create them as a purchase order or place a voucher on hold, and then it will show up in the AP approval process. This concludes our session today. If you have any questions regarding AP approvals, please send an email to support@canamsys.com and we will get back to you. Thank you so much. Have a great day.